1, 2, 3. Hey everybody, Gary here with Guitar Tricks, and in this video we're going to go over a super easy way to play the Christmas classic Silent Night. Alright, so this is a 4-chord song. We've got G, that's what key we're in. We've got C, we've got D, and we've got E minor. Now 3 out of 4 of these chords can be played with either 1 finger or 0 fingers if we just use the lower 3 strings. So we're going to talk about the 2 variations. You can do a mix and match. You could do just the 3 string, just the full chord. I'm going to give you a couple possible strumming patterns or ways to simplify it, make it a little more complicated. But before we get into the lesson, please go ahead and click subscribe so that you get all of the latest and greatest content from Guitar Tricks. And if you want to be notified of any new lesson, be sure to tap the bell. All right, so let's start with this G chord. So G, it could require a big stretch. When I'm in the key of G, I like to use fingers 2, 3, and 4 because going from G to C becomes really easy, and that's one of the switches we do here, right? Because all you got to do then is take these 2 fingers and pull them down 1 string and put your first finger down. So this transition requires very little movement as opposed to this. That requires a complete shift of the hand, all right? Finger 3, so I like to do ring finger, middle finger, pinky like that. All right, so then the easy way to play this would be just the top 3 strings and just put the 3rd finger, the ring finger, on that 3rd fret. And with any chord, you want to be as close to the fret wire as possible. That gets you a stronger tone and requires less effort than coming back here. So either like that or like this. That's what we're going for. Okay, then the C. So that's pretty much the only way to play a C chord if you're playing the full chord. But as far as making it a 1-finger chord, just the top 3 strings and just that first finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, counting toes to nose. Now you only want those top 3. Just now, just strumming it, I hit the 4th string by accident. It doesn't quite sound right, so you want to make sure you get the top 3. On the G, if you hit the top 4, it's still going to sound good, but not on the C. Alright, then we've got E minor. So E minor, what I would do if I was playing the full chords is probably do fingers 1 and 2 on the 2nd fret of strings 4 and 5, counting toes to nose. But on the easy version, we just do the open 3 strings, top 3 strings, 1, 2, 3, toes to nose. And then the D, no matter what, is going to require the fingers. Now to get a D chord, one little tip maybe no one ever told you is try to get your hand angled up against the fretboard like that. And then this allows you, when you wrap your fingers in, to have these 2 fingers kind of in a straight line, and this finger then has room to come out. Sometimes people think you're supposed to keep your hand like this, which could make that chord a little awkward, but for this chord I like to come a bit on an angle, like that. And then I like to have my thumb mute out the low E string to allow me to strum freely, because the low E string doesn't belong in that chord. Alright, so those are our chords. And now let's go over the structure a little bit. I'm going to play the full chords. Feel free to play the easy chords. So we're in the time signature 3/4. That means we have 3 quarter notes per measure. You don't have to think about the quarter notes, just think we have 3 beats per measure. So we start off with Silent Night, Holy Night is 4 measures of G. Now I played 2 measures of G as an intro just to help establish the key. And if I'm playing in a room of people, I want to give everyone a moment to kind of hear the harmony, right? So I started with 2 measures of the G chord, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, then went into it. Silent night, there's 2 measures, holy night, 2 more measures, then 2 measures on the D. All is calm, 2 measures on the G, all is bright, 2 measures on the C, round young virgin, 2 measures on the G, mother and child, 2 measures on the C, holy infant, so 2 measures on the G, tender and mild, 2 measures on the D, sleep. 1 measure on the E minor, 1, 2, 3, then to the G, peace. So that is the one little tricky part there is on peace, we split it between E minor, peace to G, then stay on the G for another measure, sleeping, then 1 measure of D, then 1 measure of D, heavenly peace, then 2 measures of G to end it. And that's really it. So you can just strum on every beat. You could do like a down, down, up, down if you want to give it a little more rhythm. More like that. Silent night, you could make it even more simple, just play on the chord change. You could just play once per measure. Silent night, holy night. You know, whatever works for you. Now, this key, it's not quite ideal for me, might not be ideal for you, so don't be afraid to use that capo. Find a key that works for you. Just slide it around, see what happens. Let's try it in this key. On the 4th fret. Silent night, holy night. See, so that one's a little higher, maybe better for me, not sure. Go even higher. Silent night, holy night. Right? So you'll find what works for you sliding that capo around. Now you might have trouble just boom hitting a new key. Like I was able to just change the capo and my voice automatically adjusted. That could take a little bit of getting used to. So one trick is find your starting note on the chord. So my starting note is this note right here. It's the note D, but you also have an open D string. So if you know my starting note is the open D string, now when you move the capo around, let's say you move it to the 4th fret, and you're like, oh wait, I don't know how to start it. Play that open D string. Silent night. You know, maybe you move it over here, 7th fret. What's my starting note? Open D string. Oops, that was the A string. Open D string. Silent night. So that's kind of a little tip that's helped me in the past is find your starting note in whatever the open key is, and then however you found it there, you'll find it the same way with the capo on. All right, everybody, I hope you have a great holiday. I hope you get to play this song and many others with your family and friends. If you want to learn more about playing guitar, see some other holiday classics, head over to guitartricks.com. Happy playing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.